Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host. And in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Angel.
Man, I don't know what that, you sound like you were straining for a poop.
Good
Afternoon, everybody! It's Tuesday.
We up. Well, hopefully, if you weren't alert on the road, you are now. Hey, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in to our show. It wouldn't be anything without you. We're blessed to be a part of the conversation. We're broadcasting live at the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. And I was in Crowley today, boys.
In Crowley?
Love it. Rice Capital, baby. So I talked to a few folks. They actually watch us on Rumble as opposed to radio. So that's great. Hey, thanks, guys. And you know who you are. So I appreciate that. But go check us out, rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. We got a chat feature in there. It can get hot and heavy.
Ooh,
so
sometimes it do. They got a couple of regulars in there that'd be cutting up.
I like it. I like it. Somebody's about to find their memory over there.
Joe Biden.
We know who. Hey, before we get started, I do want to highlight something. President Trump, on a very serious note and an awesome note, President Trump's about to issue Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Correct.
That is the highest civilian award that a civilian can be awarded in the United States of America. So it's a very big deal. Obviously, getting it posthumous. You know what I'm talking about.
Posthumously.
Posthumously. But I get it?
You got it. Posthumously. Hey, interesting note is Charlie Kirk's birthday, 32 years old is what he would have been. Also, interestingly enough, would have been George Floyd's 52nd birthday. I heard that on Walton and Johnson this morning.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
That's very interesting.
20 years apart.
And I'm assuming Miss Erica will be receiving the award on his behalf, I would imagine. But they're doing good things over there. Very happy that the president's doing that. And I think it's good timing, too. Just soon enough, not too soon. Very good. Very good. Great example, Charlie Kirk. Great example, our dear brother. So please pray for his soul. Please pray for Erica. Please pray for Turning Point. Lots of changes, obviously. And that platform does so good. And it has an opportunity to educate, teach, bring people together, tear down some barriers, just getting folks talking again. That's good. It's a good thing. Pray for that organization. That's a good thing. Let's keep pushing it. All right. Let's move on to DJT. Man, how do you pronounce that? Knesset?
Knesset.
Yeah, the Israel Knesset. Is that their Congress or something?
Like Knife. Yeah, it's a Congress.
I'm just picking with you.
Oh, okay.
All right. But I did not know how to pronounce that.
Knesset.
Thank you. I was good. See, I would have had it. All right. Who else knew that? Don't you be pulling my leg. All right. So Fox News is saying that hours after President Donald Trump stood before Israel's Knesset and declared the war is over, Hamas fighters in Gaza were publicly executing rivals to reassert control. It's the dark aftermath of victory here. That's a reality. It's a reality. And this is phase one. But it is a dark aftermath of this victory. But look at it. I mean, a terrorist organization trying to prove what? That it's still alive as the rest of the world is moving towards peace, thankfully. So if you haven't seen it, you can probably find it. Videos circulating on social media right now. They show Hamas militants executing opponents in Gaza City's main square, right in front of civilians. Israeli military officials confirmed the killings were deliberate public acts meant to reestablish rule through fear. Guys, it's a different world over there. And when we look at the Middle East, it's easy for us to just look at it through the lens of our world. That's all we see the world through is our world, the world that God gives us. So unless you live there, it's kind of hard to understand it, but you can read up on it, you can experience. I have a tiny bit of experience over there. But this is messy, and this is not this is not the Western world's way of doing things. It's hard. It's hard. But phase 1 was a success. And we'll cover it here. Phase 2 is looking extremely promising. All right, so residents told Fox News that Hamas has reappeared in the streets, clashing with local militias. I'm going to give you a couple perspectives. So this is one perspective. So Hamas is over there. They're in the streets, getting into spats with the militias. They're enforcing curfew and issuing an ultimatum for collaborators with Israel to surrender by October 19th. They say those who do can request amnesty. Hamas, you nice. Yeah, did y'all know that? They're gonna give them amnesty.
Man, I'm touched. Oh no, that's so nice of them. They're gonna help them little baby.
Yeah. Political analyst Mukammar Abu Sada. I think we could do a show of just me trying to pronounce these names.
Mukammar Abu Sada.
Abu Sada, I got it.
Mukammar Abu Sada. You did good.
See, come on now. I was 2 in a row. I should have more confidence in this.
You did it.
I did.
You answered.
See,
you said all the names.
No, I tippy-toed in, and I should have went in with full feet for it. It's my fault. Doggone it. I'm failing the audience right now. It's lower than my standard.
You should have jumped in like when we got to Holly Beach and you couldn't wait to go dip your feet in that old infested one.
I did this past summer on our trip. I did because I wanted to say I did it.
Look, it was like literally like the week after a report comes out, don't get in that water.
Well, I didn't know about the report. You told me.
I didn't know either. I got in it too. He
was backstroking.
No,
I ain't that far. I ain't going. I knew that without I didn't need the national emergency or whatever it was that was put out there.
That sand was so hot. I wasn't trying to spend no extra time.
Man, that was something. And we went to the pretty part where it's all like like it's all like there's like nice a little camps. Reynolds place and stuff. We're like, man, what do people say this about Holly Beach? It's beautiful. And I remember it's been quite a minute since I've been there. I was little, but my goodness. Well, then we kept driving closer to Texas, and we saw the non-commercialized side.
It was like, I swear I saw some hypodermic needles.
However,
migrants were floating in there.
But I'm going to tell you this. The parts where the community is involved, it actually looked really good. And every time I've driven by or stopped, some of the nicest folks that you will ever meet. I'm serious. I love it. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. I want to keep talking about this. And I got a whole bunch I'll give you a few more perspectives to consider. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Acadiana. That's South Louisiana.
Special day today.
Yes.
It is also Desio's 47th birthday. Happy birthday, Desio.
Desi. Oh,
a year older than me by a couple days.
You and Charlie Kirk. That's amazing.
That's right.
That's amazing. Way to go. Way to go.
Had to throw that out there.
Thank you, Desio. Hey, guys, we're also on Rumble. Go check us out at rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. We certainly appreciate you. Let's see. All right, Kill Switch. Yep. Yay. You want to read it?
Yeah, he says he hopes we're inoculated. Well, you afraid you couldn't say inoculated?
No. I'm telling you, I was joking, guys, before the show. As I have my glasses, I can see, but I don't know what's going on with that screen. It needs to be bigger. All right, let's see.
You know what? I have a bigger one on ready to go that I just need to swap out. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow.
That's what someone else
Your
said.
little eyes.
All right, so
come on, man.
Talking about your trash cans. All right, so Hamas.
Anyway,
hey, pal. So Hamas. We're talking about Israel. Wonderful, great day for America. Yesterday, great couple days, great day today too. Even though with this report, we'll break it down a little bit. This is still a win. This is still very much a huge win. We're just kind of reporting on what's going on over there because, victory is ugly in war. Ugly. I mean, think about it. What do you get? A lot of blood, a lot of guts, a lot of horrible things, a lot of people dying, a lot of people getting wounded, a lot of people losing limbs, a lot of people losing loved ones. What do you gain from that? Sometimes you gain things. It's a necessary evil, necessary evil. But, what makes it, I shouldn't say what do you gain from that because you gain. You defend freedom. You defend a lot of things. You gain, in some cases, territory. You gain control. You gain power. But I guess what I meant, nothing to celebrate on that part, okay? It's horrible on that part, but that is the cost of victory. And this victory will have a domino effect for security and peace for at least a couple years in the region. So, man, it sucks, the blood and all that stuff, but it wasn't in vain. We can say that. It wasn't in vain. That's good. But we're talking about what happened afterwards. And right out, just hours after the hostages were released and Trump announces that the war is over, things like that, Hamas goes into the territory that the Israeli army backed out of, all in Gaza, started executing political rivals in public in the Gaza City square, is my understanding. I see a truck of terror. Yes. Getting the living hostages back is amazing. I'm with you on that. Definitely worth it. Definitely. None of the suffering was in vain. That we can at least tell that the families that none of the suffering was in vain. But you got these guys right in there trying to intimidate right out the bat. That's how they control. It's their last leg. They're weak. They're combating with militias in the area. And one report from a local Gazan is saying that really, and this is a Fox News article I'm referencing. Really, it's a bunch of gangs fighting gangs. Like even what a couple residents actually reported was, to say Hamas is doing all this, they're not really in control. They're in control of their little faction, and their way of securing their little tiny foothold that they have left is extreme intimidation. But let's continue. But I will say this about Hamas. Hamas is proving exactly why peace has always been so difficult in that region. We kind of talked about it. And it's not because Israel refuses peace. Let's be clear. But because the enemies of peace won't let it live. Let that sit in. The war ended on the battlefield, no doubt. But Hamas is now waging a new one. Except this time it's against their own people. Now, it's still a victory for the Western world. It's still a victory for the world as a whole. It's still a victory for the region. It is the lesser of two evils. You want to keep fighting? That was part of the deal. But let's keep talking because it won't be like that forever. So, and by the way, Hamas, with your little cowardly public executions and intimidation and total disregard for human dignity. I want to talk about equality. To the river, to the sea. From the river to the sea. They don't even know what river or sea. Hey, Hamas, that's not resistance anymore. What you're doing over there, publicly executing people, bunch of cowards, that's not resistance. I think it's more appropriate to call your actions desperation at this point. And look, it's the final act of a dying regime, one that used mosques as bunkers. There's a reason why President Trump is getting all these Arab countries to come together to ensure peace here. And that is very delicate. You want to talk about someone walking the tightrope? Our boy DJT and Marco Rubio, poof. This is a balance of, it's a balance. It's tight. When we talk about some of the critiques from other former elected officials and current elected officials, it might shed some light on it. But these guys are they're dying. But they used mosques as bunkers, hospitals as shields. Remember that? 2 years worth. 2 years. And its own citizens as pawns, and that's what we're starting to see here. But that's all an internal fight. Something's going to happen because I'm telling you, that's not lasting long. Now Hamas trying to rule by death. Like they went way past intimidation. Now it's just straight up death. President Trump said in Jerusalem that this marks the end of an age of terror and the beginning of an age of faith and hope. We hope. I think it's a great day. And I think it is fair to say that what is unfolding is exactly that. At least right now. At least right now. Let's keep praying for the situation. But for the first time in quite a few decades, Israel's neighbors, look who I'm about to rattle off. Egypt, look at that history. Qatar, Jordan, UAE, all aligning around a plan for regional peace. This is a huge accomplishment. This is wonderful.
You ever notice something about those specific countries? If you go to visit them, they're all insanely wealthy. You think about it, UAE, Qatar, they've got these magnificent hotels, so don't the rest of you want to be a part of that? Like, what are y'all waiting for? Like, be part of this cool club.
Holding on.
Instead, y'all want to still live in caves and keep women in hoods and Sharia.
Walk around in tents.
Welcome to the 21st century. Y'all.
Well, I shouldn't say that. If that's somebody's religious practices and that's a genuinely held belief, who am I to judge? So I take back my tent comment.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Sharia law.
Yeah.
Like, man, no, nobody should ever believe in that. That's awful.
Sharia law? No. I said, that's not a genuinely held religious belief. That's like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's inhumane. Some of the stuff.
It's like polygamy. All them wives. Who wants to deal with all that? Lord.
So Trump made it pretty clear over there, though. Peace doesn't come from weakness. It comes from victory, and we are experiencing the victory right now. This phase one is it was the biggest. And, well, maybe I'm saying that because we just got through it, but boy, it seems really like the biggest. Releasing those hostages. I'm with you, Trucker Terror. I'm with you, Liberty Lover. That's on Rumble Chat. And that victory is what we're seeing playing out right now. I mean, think about it. Hostages home. Ceasefire. Holding. Arab nations cooperating. Let's do it. More of it. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back, and I can't wait.
Hey guys, just want to let you know at Good Salt Life, we believe in making life healthier, cleaner, and safer for you. Our products are powered by nature and science using just salt, water, and electricity to create innovative solutions that are eco-friendly, safe for people and pets, and incredibly effective. We're on a mission to protect your home, your health, and the planet, all while delivering the highest quality standards. Together, we can create a cleaner, better world, one product at a time. We're also a publicly traded company, so go check it out.
welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on KPEL, that's true.
That's where we are.
Rumble.com. Go look up the Josh Guillory Show, and we'd love to see you over there. Let's go to the phone lines. Phone lines, my favorite part, 232-1542. Outside the Acadiana area, give us a little shout, 844-766-6607. What you got? Let's see here.
Norm
from Poche Bridge. What's up, Norm?
Here, Norm's standing by. Listen, what Norm's been thinking a little bit about all this going on these days.
All right.
First of all, I think we have an example of the bankruptcy of socialism and militant religion. However, however, I can tell people that just and evil never sleep. So be alert.
Yep. Woo!
What do you think?
Norm, I think that last one was deep. Yeah, you're right, man. I think that's hey, well said. Well said. And we should be cautious because, like you said, evil, man, look, this is still a spiritual war. This is a great victory. Great victory as far as, the hostages and stability in the region. Hey, Norm, you know what I think, man? The hostages were huge. That's the number one victory. But a close number two is getting all those Arab countries to get together in a coalition of the willing to help.
Amen.
That's pretty good,
Amen.
Huh? Yeah. Cool. All
Well,
right.
I'll close with this there, brother.
What you got?
The battle has been won, but the war far from over.
Bingo, 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 bingo. All right. Thanks, Norm. Boy, you hit the nail on the head on that one. Let's go to this lady or gentleman. Caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Is this me?
That's you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Chase, calling from Lafayette.
All right. Thanks for calling in. What you got, bud?
So I think a lot of this is kind of by design. What happened is the messaging with the Palestinian-Hamas separation never really happened. So by doing this, Trump's pretty much a tactician. Now you're going to see the difference between Hamas and the Palestinians because now that Twitter is kind of an open place where you can see everything, you're going to see Hamas killing the Palestinians. Well, then the left's going to have a hard time continuing to say, well, the Jews and the Israelis are killing the Palestinians. No, they're not.
Yeah. Hey, that is an extremely that's a good point. That's a good thought at least. It's a good way of looking at it. I don't know. Right now during phase 2, the discussions are right now, is it going to be the Palestinian Authority, the PA, or is it that runs Gaza or oversees Gaza, or is it going to be this new coalition of Arab countries working in conjunction with the United States and Israel for stability in the region as a whole? That is, if Trump can pull that one off, now that might extend that 3 to 5 years we talked about. Seriously, or 5 to 7 years. I think this victory right now buys us 5 to 7 years, and that's a huge victory. It's behooving on the next president, whoever that is, to pick up the torch and go. This is something that shouldn't be political. This is all national security, and this is all really world stability, which is in America's best interest.
Yeah, and they're kind of in a catch-22 because you had 50,000 people streaming back into Gaza yesterday.
Yeah.
You're going to need security. If you're pulling back IDF forces, well, unfortunately, you got what you got, and that's Hamas.
Yep.
So, to be expected. They're going to assert their control. They're not going to want to give up power. But it's to see if Trump can actually reach to the heart of these people, if they have any left, to say, hey, now's the time to put the guns up. You have a chance to set something real here. Let's go.
You have the opportunity.
And you can make some serious money doing it.
Man, look.
Trump Hotel, it's going to be the most beautiful golden beacon of hope.
Yeah. Let's stay on the subject, but man, there's been a lot of people talking. Some unusual suspects.
Talking smack?
No, talking praise.
Word?
Yeah, man. Some Democrats praising Trump. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Greg Norman over at Fox News is reporting that even some of the loudest voices of President Trump on the left, we're talking Chuck Schumer, We're talking Bill Clinton. If you want to, maybe
Chuck,
he went to left.
Today is a wonderful day. Finally, the last living hostages brutally held by Hamas are home. An immense and overwhelming sigh of relief from Gargamel.
Gargamel. That's your reference to Chuck Schumer. That ain't right.
Schmuck.
So, but look, we're getting some of the, so Chuck Schumer, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, even Kamala Harris. Right now, they've been quoted praising President Trump for the historic Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal that has done so much great things, releasing the hostages. Yeah.
October 14th.
Yeah. All right, so let's start with the Senate Minority Leader. That's Jamie's friend, Chuck Schumer.
All these people are my friends, huh?
We all love each other, just some people we love more than others. Well, he called it a wonderful day, and he thanked Trump, his administration, and the families who fought for their loved ones' release. He said, quote, "Finally, the last living hostages brutally held by Hamas are home." Hey, we're going to give credit where credit's due. That's good. At least that's a glimmer of hope that there's still some bipartisanship on some things that we should not be political on.
That's what you call undeniable.
Definitely. President Clinton, Bill Clinton praised Trump. But he also praised Qatar and the other regional partners, as he should, for their persistence, saying they deserve great credit for keeping everyone engaged until the agreement was reached. When reporters asked Trump about that on Air Force One, he smiled and said,
"I've always liked Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with him. I thought it was very nice, actually. And what is he doing? Well, he's telling the truth."
Hillary Clinton also commended Trump and Arab leaders for following through on Trump's 20-point peace plan, calling it a meaningful step toward what's often called the day after, the long-term stabilization phase that follows war.
It sounded like when she...
That was
Clinton.
That was your yeah, I got you.
You got to do the shoulder shimmy.
Was that, remember talking? Our Rumble guys are getting all these visuals. Okay, so, but even the former VP, Kamala Harris, she ran against him. And she said, quote, "I commend the people who have been a part of this process. I commend the Qataris, the Egyptians, and the president." BB over there. BB says Trump, that's Benjamin Netanyahu, Trump is Israel's greatest friend. He thanked him for ending the war and overseeing the release of every single living hostage. All right, so when you have Chuck Schumer and the Clintons, when they're lining up to praise Donald J. Trump, something historic just happened.
Is it cold in here? Hell hath frozen over it.
Look, these aren't fair weather friends, okay? These are lifelong Democrats, okay? They built their entire careers opposing their opponents, all right? I would say they opposed Trump all their careers, except that 8 years when he was a Democrat.
Yeah, they were actually friends. He did business with the Clintons, and
the Clintons made it to my wedding. Look, we just don't like each other when they're my enemies. I already told you how I feel about my enemies. I wish nothing but the worst for them, but they're not in office. We're cool.
He was great. He was graceful.
I guess.
I thought he was.
It's graceful. Yeah, he was.
On Air Force One, he could have been a different way. But yeah. So let's talk about this when we get after the break, though. I want to lay down I want to drive home a point, and I definitely want to hear from the audience. 232-1542. We will be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Barely.
Hey, it's all good.
No, I was impressed.
Folks would have never known.
Speedy Gonzalez over here. He's still got both his hips.
I had to get some water. All
his
right.
lips was chap.
Yes. We're also broadcasting live on I said the second time today, on Rumble, rumble.com.
Get it together, Tyrone.
I know. Look us up, Josh Guillory Show. Really easy. All right.
Boomer says release the files. Just
Yes.
throwing that out there.
Hey, I'm with you, Boom. I'm with you, Boom. I'm with you. I think the American folks are with you, too. I think that, there's a lot of good with Pam Bondi. I don't want to be the guy just criticizing, but, that's a big one. I mean, come on. You said the Epstein files on your desk. You said you're going to release it. Cash Patel said the same thing.
Crazy ass.
Just come on, man. Y'all got so much good you're doing. I don't know about the FBI, but the there's some good. Some of the stuff we're doing may have the smell of lawfare, and that could be kind of bad. Like, as in horrible. So, but other than that, but look, our stance on immigration, our stance on sovereignty, I think they're doing a freaking fantastic job. All right, let's go to Justin. What's up, Justin?
Not too much. So I want to understand. I want to make sure I understand what we're counting as a win. We negotiated with terrorists to release hostages. We didn't take the terrorists out. They are now killing civilians, doing the genocide for Israel. So is Bibi the winner in this?
Ooh. Ooh, that's an interesting take, Justin. Some folks might believe that, might agree with you, man. It's
I don't disagree.
We'll have to let it play out. Look, Justin, now this is my take on it. It's horrible. I'm with you on that. I think it's the lesser of two evils. That may not make what I'm saying right. At the end of the day, you may be right, I may be right, who knows? But right now, that's my take on it. But you bring up something very interesting.
Well, my thing is, I'm all for Trump doing this. He did a really great thing. I will give him his credit for it.
Sure.
But knowing that they are killing these people, what I would have wanted him to do is turn right back around and make another threat towards them to get them to stop doing it. Because, his whole thing was, we want both sides to be good. And it seems like we're just not reacting to the other side now.
Give it some time. It's been a day. Give it some time. But, hey, I will say this, and you listen a lot, and I appreciate you calling in too, man. You really help the show out. You help folks think, and that's a compliment. Let it play out. I hear you. I do not think that this is. I think what you're seeing with Hamas right now are desperate attempts to hold on to something. I don't see this as them gaining anything. I think they're holding on to a foothold, but it's a foothold that's not going to last long. So during phase 2, the president is trying to continue to build the coalition, okay? Trying to build, specifically of countries in the region, Arab countries, and I named a few, okay? Egypt, Qatar, UAE. These are all Arab nations that are willing voluntarily to help stabilize the region. So right now the option is, well, I guess we got 3 options. Let Hamas keep doing that. That's not happening. That's not going to happen. Phase 1 was phase 1, okay? Next option is let the PA, the Palestinian Authority, oversee it. Okay, we tried that. It's not horrible, but we could do better. I think we could do better. So this new coalition, this new team of allies, getting people that really did not care for each other. I mean, these countries that are willing to go in and stabilize the region, help it, and work together, even with Israel and the United States, some of those countries were calling for Israel to be wiped off the face of the earth not too long ago. So we got to take the wins. Understand sometimes it's a lesser of two evils. And I'm saying it's so nonchalant. I mean, people are dying. But in either solution, people are dying. I don't know. It's horrible, but it is the reality. I'm going to speak truth to you. But let's pay attention to phase 2. What does that look like? Because I think you get the coalition of Arab countries in working with us and Israel. I think you have the ingredients of something different for sure, and something new that could work. And I think it could gain us a few more years of peace. Right now, if we just ended phase 1, we have peace in the region for 5 years, maybe. But if you do things like this in phase 2 and then subsequent phases, not on an island, doing it with allies and doing it with different cultures and different countries of different beliefs, that's long term. That's building, that's adding years to the peace. So this is a very, this one's complicated. this one's complicated. But I think the president is handling it very wisely. Like timing-wise, the appropriate amount of threat, the appropriate amount of force, the appropriate amount of they're doing good. Marco Rubio's doing a good job. Fit Kill Switch in there.
All right, Kill Switch.
Kill Switch, go. And I'm going to try to fit Renee. Go, Kill Switch. What you got?
Hey, guys. What's going on today?
Oh, just causing trouble.
I agree with you, man, about that. You know, you got to give them time.
Yeah.
And, I was talking about Hillary and kill Clinton. You were talking about the comments, positive comments, and old Schoomer there. If I was Trump, I would brush them comments off like dust on my jacket, man, on my shoulder. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah.
That's all I got, buddies.
Hey,
Thanks,
Kill Switch. Renee, man.
Go quick,
Go
Renee.
for it, Renee. 15 seconds. Go for it, Renee.
Yeah, hey, I want to say that they're going to start after 5 years, but the thing is, you got to pick a side. The enemy is not fair. Who would you rather? Who you rather be still alive? The Israelis, or let them kill their own people and have less of them?
Renee.
I mean,
we ran out. Hey,
We're out of
Renee.
time.
Great points. I wish we had more time. Thank you to all our callers. Hour number 1. Guess what? We're going to do it again. Stick around. I can't wait.
Traffic this hour brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989 a nickel and a dime. We've got a minor accident right now, West Hook Road at Colley Saloon. We've got another minor accident, Johnson Street at Cajun Boulevard. We've got a major accident, Johnson Street at St. Christopher. We've got a minor accident, the 3100 block of Bachelor Caffrey Parkway. An accident, no injuries, St. Mary Street in Scott, the 1200 block. Another accident, no injuries. Mile marker 101, I-10 eastbound. Looks like that's clearing up a bit. Not seeing any backups right now. We got a stalled vehicle South Michaud Road at Delcom and call Loire Avenue at Beauvais. Otherwise, everything looking good out there. You see any issues? Call 321542 or download the KPL News app and send us a message using the app chat feature. Again, traffic this hour brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989 a nickel and a dime. Stick around. Hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show starts right after this. Hey guys, hey football fanatics, are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune in to Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave, from jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app, on the Westwood One Sports app, on WestwoodOneSports.com via Westwood One station streams, or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. Stick around. The Josh Guillory Show continues in just a minute.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. I remain your grateful host. And in studio with me still, my main man, that guy right there.
Here I am.
Hey, here I am.
Rock me like a hurricane. Martha Jean, no. Martha Jean wanted to know if she could volunteer to go be a peacekeeper. She says she likes those. She's like, I like those Arab men, she says. Martha Jean.
Martha Jean.
Not gross because she likes Arab, but just gross because she's telling me about it.
Yeah, she's a little TMI.
Look, she don't discriminate. White, black.
She doesn't know what too little information means. She only knows what too much information means.
She be sharing, that's for sure.
She hadn't ridden her bike in a while. Maybe because she lost her license, but that has never stopped her before.
What, her motorbike?
Yes.
Oh. You remember that one time she had that was that 2-seater?
Oh gosh, yes. I thought you forgot about that.
No, I did it with her once, and she wouldn't pedal. So.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Martha Jane.
All right, so let's move down to the shutdown, or let's move over to the shutdown and the speaker. Got some good stuff here. So there's an article by on Fox News. Elizabeth Elkin She's reporting that Speaker of the House, Louisiana's own Mike Johnson, well, he's warning Americans that the country is, quote, barreling toward one of the longest shutdowns in American history, end quote, unless Democrats drop their partisan demands and pass a clean budget, or at least a clean resolution that gets you a couple weeks. I mean, we'll be back here in 7 weeks, folks. Don't worry.
Right. Then next year.
I mean, come on. Yeah, it's so silly. All right, so we're now on day 13. Day 13 of the shutdown. Now the fifth longest in U.S. history. It began October 1st after Senate Democrats rejected the GOP's funding plan and have since blocked it 6 times. Speaker Johnson reminded reporters that even Barack Obama once said during the 2013 shutdown that the only way out was for Congress to fund the government with no partisan strings attached. Well played, Mr. Speaker. Well played. He used Obama's own words to expose Democratic and media hypocrisy, saying they're now the ones refusing to do exactly that. And it's true. It's true. Recall that the House has already passed a 7-week continuing resolution, buys us 7 weeks to keep the government funded. That would end November 21st. It's a clean bill with some bipartisan support. Little bit. I mean, except for a small boost in security funding for the White House, Congress, and the judiciary. Democrats are holding it up because they want to extend COVID-era Obamacare subsidies. They're supposed to expire. This is what they're holding up the government for. I'm just speaking truth. So, Speaker Johnson's message, I think it's right. Democrats, well, it's true. Democrats are the ones blocking a clean bill. You can't deny that. Can't deny it. But let's be honest. Let's be really, really, really honest. Shutdowns only save money if Congress has the backbone, willpower, courage, whatever other word we need to come up with to keep it that way. Congress has to keep the cuts that way. Every time Washington shuts down, they later pass a massive back pay bill that reimburses every agency, every contractor, every dollar of bureaucracy. If that happens again, this shutdown becomes a pause button, not a spending cut. And Republicans, we can do it. Democrats, you could speed it up. Senator Joni Ernst from Iowa. She's already identified $2.1 trillion in wasteful spending right now, line by line. It can be cut literally right now. And it's from, and shocker, it's from, think about where she's pulling it from, guys. From unused COVID funds to bloated federal programs collecting dust right now. That, it doesn't make sense. Easy win. Easy win for our fellow Republicans. Republicans don't have to wait for Democrats to agree to do Senator Joni Ernst's proposal. Matter of fact, I don't even know why she's not proposing a bill. They can make those cuts permanent through budget reconciliation, which is the same tool Democrats use to ram through their big spending bills. It's the same procedural vehicle they use to pass Obamacare. They don't care about this 60 votes in the Senate. There's always a way. Remember, these guys made the rules. None of that is in the Constitution. They make the rules. They break the rules. Who cares? They don't. I mean, we may, but they don't. It's their rules. Their house, literally. Their chamber. But anyway, make these cuts. Make them permanent. That's how you make this whole shutdown count. Otherwise, it's for nothing. It's play. You're playing with Americans. You're playing with us. Keep the government closed until waste is cut and reforms are locked in, not talked about, not posted on the socials. Did you see the good social media post about a good plan? I sure did. You know what we should do? We should introduce a bill. I'm Congress talking. I mean, imagine the hallways. Well, we actually are going to have a guest co-host tomorrow, Congressman Clay Higgins. I should have announced that. Congressman Higgins, my dear friend, love him. He'll co-host, I think, for the first hour. I'm going to ask him about some of those social media conversations. I'm kidding. I won't do that. But he'll tell us. He's an open book. I love him. Love him. And I'm grateful for him to come share his time with us. Okay, so keep the government, look, really. If you were in office right now, if you were in Congress, you would do this. You would keep the government closed right now until the cuts were final, until all the waste was cut, all the reforms were locked in, not just talked about. That's what you would do. That's what you would do more. I don't care if you're listening right now and you're a Democrat or Republican. You understand that basic fiscal message I'm saying. Don't pay for bureaucracy that doesn't work. That's what we're doing. Don't pay for bureaucracy that doesn't work. Just good enough policy has enough bureaucracy. Don't bloat the good that could come from this entity, the federal government, if we keep it limited. Don't block all that good with all this bureaucracy. Don't hand out back pay to agencies that never missed a beat. They never missed a beat because they don't do anything. They collect money. Collect a paycheck. Hey, how come we don't oh, boy, I get so frustrated when I have these conversations.
But you're talking to yourself.
I know. I'm having a conversation with myself. I'm
here. I'm listening.
Yeah, I get it. I'm reading your eyes.
I'm smizing at you.
All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Acadiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble, rumble.com. Go check us out, the Josh Guillory Show. Thank you, Robert D. Benoit, former Louisiana. He says, former Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards will not be a candidate for U.S. Senate in 2026.
Thank goodness.
You may be right. I think he would be. He would beat Cassidy for sure. Yeah. I don't think he beats the other Republicans.
No, absolutely not.
But I do think he wins the gubernatorial in 2027 if he runs.
Well, I'll keep my comments to myself.
I'm just because right now I think Governor Landry wins 60% the first round, and it's not from the Republican vote. Okay, I think the carryover. I think he has enough now to get him at 60. That's just my. I have no science behind this, but if you have a formidable Democrat like the former governor, who won twice, okay, who defeated an incumbent senator, U.S. senator, and then we did it to ourselves in 19. We cannibalized ourselves. So, yeah, I could see it in 2027. I could see it.
I'll make a separate observation that's kind of bugging me. I'm looking up at we got all these TVs up. And CNN, Fox News, both carrying the Medal of Freedom ceremony for Charlie Kirk. They've carried it from the time it started. MSNBC hasn't gone to it once.
Oh, shocker.
It's just...
Shocker.
It's disappointing and it's disheartening to know that there's
we do vigils. They burn down things.
It's sad.
But most people are not like that.
No.
Most people are not like that. It's just they got the airwaves. Most folks don't. Even Democrats. They don't. That's not how they. I'm talking about regular folks. They're not like that either. But somehow the kooks have the microphone. I say that with love, of course, and I say it accurately. All right, let's continue. So this whole CR thing, we're talking about the shutdown, fifth longest in U.S. 15th longest in U.S. history. Okay, great. You got all these cuts that were saving all this money. None of it matters if Congress doesn't lock in the cuts. What's been the MO in the past? You open up the government again, you let the floodgates of bureaucratic dollars spew out and waste in the wastelands again. But it doesn't have to be that way. One, it's not an automatic law. Two, if it is an automatic law, you make the laws, change it. None of this is hard. It's about willpower. What are they motivated to do more? And maybe there's some things that they're briefed on that we don't know. Like, maybe the aliens hanging out in the White House, coming out.
Is that whose cocaine they found?
It might have been, man. Them aliens are crazy sometimes, Maybe they come out. No, seriously, maybe like they're coming out like, hey, Congress, this is why you have to continue to raise the national debt.
He was out there today reading off some of the stuff that they're trying to force into this bill, millions here, millions to go to some part of Africa for democratic women liberation, some LGBTQI plus stuff.
No. They can't argue for liberty or for women. Not after they address from the river to the sea, because the river from them, those beliefs go. Where's the equality? Where's the equality? There's not there.
I'm just saying that ain't a topic they should be latched onto anymore.
No.
Anyone cares about women's rights, it's Republicans.
Yes. Even it goes back to history. The Republican Party is who pushed for women's suffrage. You know who fought against it? The Democrat Party. This is history, and only in this twisted tale can we start to believe, it was different back then, they actually switched. I don't buy that. You can't run from that. I didn't sign up for slavery. I didn't sign up for denying women's rights to vote or participate in the electoral process in any capacity. That was you guys. And you're still the slave master. Different plantation, different slaves. But the CR, continuing resolution, that would give us a 7-week solution. And it's hard for me to finish that sentence without smiling because it's so silly. So the continuing resolution, the House passed. Good job. The House did. Speaker did his job. Speaker of the House did his job. He passed a reasonable bill. But if this fight ends with Congress restoring every dime through back pay and bloated appropriations, then nothing was won. We did all of this for nothing. That's how Washington hides from accountability. That's how the swamp becomes the swamp. That's why when we look back, we scratch our head and say, wait, hold on, was that a Republican or a Democrat? Because it blends together. But President Trump has made it crystal clear in his message. He's been pretty straightforward on this. Keep the troops paid, protect the essentials, and cut the waste. Keep the troops paid, protect the essentials, and cut the waste. Why does a government have non-essential workers? That's telling you that the government, in its infinite wisdom, knows how to use your discretionary income to help you better than you know how to help yourself. Tell me I'm wrong. The federal government is a government of limited powers. I didn't create it. Our founders did. Our founders did. And since 1789, it's been that way. Well, the written law has been that way. We've grown a bit. But I like Trump's plan. Keep the troops paid. Protect the essentials. Non-essentials gone. Sorry. If I were the president, I would say, with love and respect, my duty is not to you. My duty is to the people. My duty is, have you heard that before?
Yeah.
Our duty's not to the institution. Yeah, there's a small duty, but I'll let that's a process for that. The duty of the elected official is to the folks, not to the bureaucracy. Just saying. A good leader probably wouldn't even get elected by the bureaucrats. A good leader probably wouldn't, if you think about it. All right. So I think that's a winning formula, though. Keep the essentials. Cut the non-essentials. I think the speaker deserves some credit, though. He stood pretty firm, But now it's time for the real job. That was good, man. The speaker did a good job. He should get kudos for that. And he's done a great job standing his ground. It helps when the president's right there with you. But he doesn't have to. He could have been playing some games. So he does deserve a lot of credit. I just want us to go one step further, please. Those cuts are awesome. Can we just make them permanent? I know some of that's one-time spending. It would have been permanent. It will be permanent anyway. Well, it depends. It depends if Congress restores it. It's like you guys all of y'all are clowns. Not all of you.
No, most. The Senate, they're clowns because the House came together and they managed to pass something bipartisan.
It's all fake. Listen, it's all fake. We're going to end up with the same budget. This is all a game. We're delaying things, and then we're going to restore it back. It's stupid what we're doing. I don't use that word lightly. It doesn't. What I'm saying is it just doesn't make sense.
It ain't bright.
It ain't bright. The bulb is dim. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Oh, I wanted to elaborate on that a little bit. Maybe when we get back. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Acadiana, also broadcasting live on Rumble. And we certainly appreciate that healthy chat over there. Thank you, guys. All right, let's go straight to the phone lines. 232-1542, 844-766-6607. This gentleman has been very patient. What's up, Renee? Thanks for calling in, buddy. What you got?
Yeah, I wonder what the protesters go protest about now. I mean, where did George Soros money going to go? Now they got more money to protest about ICE. They're not occupied worrying about Israel.
Very good point. Yeah, what's the next one?
Oh, I'm sure they'll find something. Ice or...
I could tell
That's
you
what he said.
Fix the ICE problem.
Go
I
for
could
it.
tell you, but you don't like them slippery slopes. I could tell you how you fix the ICE problem.
Go for
you
it.
Make a 7-arm of the military. You militarize ICE, and that way they have their own armored cars and equipment to deal with the rioting public.
You're right.
It should be like the Coast Guard, military police.
You're right. I wouldn't like it.
Not one bit.
But I love you, Renee. Thank you. Hey, you know what I'll give Renee credit for?
Thinking outside the box.
It's a solution. Yeah, that's definitely outside the box. That's a solution. Yeah. At least the man brings a solution. So anybody that says, oh, it's too extreme and whatever, that's a solution. And that solution would absolutely I say that. I say that. Because if you get, the military, you know what? I'm glad we're talking about this.
Uh-oh.
I can speak to you as someone who has been in an urban combat environment that has been asked to do, it wasn't full-blown out policing because we still had an area. I was there in 2005, so we still had an area of operation and we were still running combat missions. So I don't know if that's great, but it started to feel like the units that would come in after us, they were more like we had handed over the AO to the Iraqis, I guess the ING, Iraqi National Guard or whatever. They took over our AO when we left, and they were supported by a different outfit, different unit. But it's when I kind of would hear back from you do that, I don't know if you did, hear from soldiers over there that were in your operation or your AO, it sure did feel like it started to become a police operation. And then look what followed, okay? Look what followed 2006. Look what followed more specifically in 2007, going into 2008. Remember the big surge? Remember the big surge? Well, that could be because we had military personnel police. You can't police the whole area, number one. And, no, they're there to support people. I'm just saying we should just consider our military just focusing on warfighting. I love what Pete Hegseth is doing. Man, that dude is awesome. He's bringing back the warfighter mentality. And what I'm trying to say is that warfighting mentality is not pretty. It's not, may you please move out the way. It's just, that's not the training. And if it is, it's not warfighting. Okay? That's cupcake eating. So you ain't winning no wars with, I'm going to de-escalate. What's the rules of engagement? What's my mission?
Can we just talk about it? Can we just talk?
Yeah, exactly. But look, it's like, man, just be very careful. Be very careful. I say we have enough badges, and if we really want to use the federal government, or if we really want to mobilize National Guards to do these missions or whatnot, why don't we? I'm genuine when I say this. If they're there to support, that's what we always hear, the National Guard's there to support local police, all these things, then why not use the IRS agents with a gun and a badge? They have just as much jurisdiction to arrest, if not more, than the National Guard. That's all and do you really, if you knew what our warfighters are trained to do in the mentality that they're trained to do it, you don't want it to be an on and off switch. You don't. That's very difficult for a soldier. And I think some of these orders are given by people that have no clue about what war is about. And that's okay because most people don't. And that's all right. That's okay. That's okay. But when we have this opportunity to talk like we're doing now and to possibly bring awareness to a situation like Renee said, slippery slope. Yeah, man, it's a slippery slope.
Well, I think a lot of people haven't visited a country where there is a constant military presence. And if you do, you recognize it right away and you feel a different kind of way when you get there. You know, you and I have both been to countries where the military is heavily involved in their policing operations. And that is not the one we want here.
I haven't really seen that. You have in your MOS. I didn't. But the only thing I can come close to is what I just explained. And I know the training that has to go into that. And man, you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot. And it's probably going to go okay. More than likely, it's going to go okay. But if it goes bad, like you're talking about some serious stuff, man, it kind of make us different. Anyway, let's go to Mr. Bobby. He knows all about it. What you got, Mr. Bobby?
I was called an expert one time, but I found out an expert is someone that knows what he's doing. He just don't know how he knows what he's doing.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, right. Two things here. If you want to help ICE, take away the rubber bullets. Well, of course, you get hit with a rubber bullet, you break an arm or lose an eye. But another thing, we need more generals like Patton and Schwarzkopf.
Yeah. Ooh, short squad.
Leaders.
Yeah. Strike
leaders,
fast, kick.
Leaders. We need leaders that'll lead. I'm out.
I love it, Mr. Bobby. Hey, and when the Secretary of War called in all those generals, that's the man. I felt like he was giving Patton's speech. All we needed was a big American flag. You know what I mean? Like those poor sons of.
You can say that word. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So his attitude though, it's like he was the leaders breed culture. Okay, leaders breed culture, whether we like it or not. So he was given that culture of Norman Schwarzkopf, Patton, that rah-rah. I would even say Teddy Roosevelt, Rough Riders. Follow me. Battle of San Juan Hill, I believe. Yeah.
You got Grant, who single-handedly transformed the war after, failures of McClellan and all the other...
Unconditional surrender.
Works... I forgot what the other part was, but I was reading about that this morning. Super interesting, because he had some very serious setbacks after his initial wins.
Gosh, yes.
And when all looked like it was lost, just things... God has a way.
Grant would be crucified today. If you knew how much blood that man shed to defend this country, he would be crucified. They'd call him a warmonger. They'd call him all the things. He just didn't quit.
Battle of Shiloh, 7,000 soldiers in 1 hour.
He just didn't quit. No matter how many casualties, he just didn't quit. And we applaud that now. He saved our, in large part saved our union. I think one of the purposes of my show these days is to explain that these decisions, we take them you just stayed the course. I'm telling you that in an air-conditioned building. I'm not hungry. I'm not cold. I'm not hot. I'm not tired. I'm in great condition right now, okay? Very easy. I'm not seeing bloodshed. But for him to just stay the course, that means he had to endure loss. He had to endure thousands, tens of thousands of his troops dying based on his decisions. When he made mistakes, people died, but he kept on. And whether we'll be able to wrap our heads around that, I've never been in that situation. But I know that would be weighing on me. And that would be very difficult. I would hope that I would have the leadership ability to do what General Grant had the courage to do. So I thought that was a great example you gave. But I'm with Mr. Bobby. We need some General Patton here. Let's go, baby. Come on. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble. We certainly appreciate you guys. Go to rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show, and you can see us live. Or
we got a couple of good chats.
Go for it.
Our friend Tony Dastry says, y'all should see Martha Jean's Halloween pics from 2024 on the other side. I would rather not. I heard stories. I remember Borat when he wore that lime green slingshot thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's just leave that at that.
So that's the visual? Martha Jean and the slingy thing?
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, I got it.
It's nasty. I'm going to have nightmares, man.
That's all right.
CJ,
we're here for you.
CJ in Youngsville says, putting soldiers in a bad situation by making them police civilians. Yeah.
Yeah. And
then Boomer, our friend in Scott, says, all great leaders didn't leak war plans. Actually, Boomer, as a matter of fact, they often did leak war plans.
Yeah.
They had some very cutthroat competitions for rank back in the day, and some folks would leak war plans.
True. Hey, look, all good. Let's go to this. We'll get as much of this story out as we can. It's worth noting. And I'm looking at an article, Fox Business, Amanda Mashis over there. China, well, they're upset. They're not happy.
Oh no.
They're blasting President Trump's new trade restrictions.
No.
While U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says communications with Beijing are still active and productive.
He talks real nice.
So Beijing issued one of its strongest rebukes yet, saying it firmly rejects. Oh, no!
Firm. Listen, they dropped the F-bomb.
Firmly
They
rejects.
dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Firmly. What? I mean, where does that rank?
More than rejects.
Rejects, and then there's like
firmly
and wholeheartedly.
Well, we don't know. They hadn't thrown that one yet.
They just
they hadn't thrown that one on us yet.
Because firm gives me the intonation, or if that's even a word, that you might be willing to wiggle, like firm but not solid.
Yeah, a little more than quicksand, but not quite steel.
Kind of rigid.
Okay,
but
all
not
right.
Quite.
So
sturdy.
They rigidly, but not necessarily whatever, rejects
surreptitiously
Washington's latest sanctions and urged the U.S. to honor commitments Trump and Xi made in previous phone calls and their little love calls. The Chinese foreign.
Those calls got to be so awkward.
I
got to wait for the translation, then you got to talk, then you got to wait for it to be translated.
And if you try to make a joke, it doesn't resonate. Man, it doesn't.
That's what she said.
It does, yeah. Man. All right, so the Chinese Foreign Ministry posted that threatening high tariffs is not the right way to deal with China and warned it would do what is necessary to protect its legitimate rights and interests. Okay, China. I'm gonna start off with this. I don't disrespect your capabilities. By all means, you're a superpower. How can I say this nicely? Maybe talk to the former Soviet Union guys. You need us more than we need you. The only difference now is that we have a president that, for whatever reason, he's the only guy that understands that. He can't be the only president to have understood that China needs us more than we need them. And so far, you're right.
Well, Nixon.
The only, ironically enough.
We think a great mind.
Yeah, or something.
But yeah, Nixon and China, I mean,
in such different times. China is so drastically different between 50, 60 years ago when when Nixon made that trip to China. Man, China was nothing compared to now, at least what they were showing.
Making me want to go watch the Nixon Frost interview.
Yeah, that was a great. They had a little documentary on that. A little show, a little movie they made. I think it's called Frost Nixon.
I love all the history around Nixon, Kennedy, all that, especially when you talk about the debates and how it was the first televised. Anyway, let
me tell the folks why this is all happening because we got to get it out.
I get excited. Sorry.
It's all good, man. So the tensions really, why we're saying all this is they escalated last week when China expanded export controls on rare earth minerals. That's been a hot topic of this administration, and nicely done. Talk about outside the box. So they're upset, tensions escalated. China expanded its export controls, rare earth minerals, and a move that was probably clearly designed to hit back at Trump's new trade measures, to say the least. So in response, the president outlined some countermeasures, including potential 100% tariff on Chinese goods. Though he said implementation, it wouldn't begin until November 1st. So the only reason why China's at the table right now, the only reason why we have manufacturing jobs coming back to the United States of America is because they know President Trump has the backbone to follow through with what he says he's going to do. And I am so grateful for that. And I am grateful for you, our dear audience. Thank you so much. We enjoyed it. Be careful out there. May God bless you and be kind.